What up, Scroopies? It's your boys in the 3-2-1.
Yeah.
Back again for another
Ring
session.
He caught me off guard a little bit with that look.
Yeah. Like these guys, apparently it's their first time on the show.
Yeah, right.
I got stage fright.
So,
Every
man.
time.
It's been a while.
It's been a while before we talked about
It's been a
some
while.
wrestling.
It's been a while.
But as those of you know, seen from our extravaganza, which if you have not checked it out, please go back and give it a watch, give it a thumbs up. Share it amongst your friends and
Also
family.
check out my trip to Nylands.
Yes, sir.
Kyle's trip, him and his wife, they celebrated their 10-year anniversary. Yes, I was a part of that
10
lovely,
years.
joyous event. Absolutely, I was in the wedding party.
So if you've seen those, you guys know
10
that
years ago.
we took a little time off here. Just a lot of stuff going on. Life happens.
Joey had another kid with his wife.
No babies and new jobs and all that jazz. But we're back.
Jazz, baby.
We're back and looking to get this show back on the road again.
On the road again.
So,
I can't wait until I get
with
on
this
that
go around,
road
with
again.
there being so much that has gone on and has happened since we last filmed.
What we going to talk about, Bill?
There's been a
Basically,
lot.
what we're going to talk about is I want to just basically talk about, it's just kind of a mishmash of everything. Just the overall
Mix it all up.
general
Throw it in
landscape
on
of
the
pro
table.
wrestling right now.
Yeah.
What's going on, where it's at, what's happening, what's happened, what we think is going to
What has
happen.
happened, yeah.
Yeah.
And just because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We could do a fucking 4-hour show, man.
Yeah, I know, bro.
And not cover everything.
So,
But first and foremost, seems to be the hot topic on everybo's, mouths
I want to hear this.
right now when it comes to the world of pro wrestling, is the WWE's
Acting weird.
purge, so to speak, of talent. I mean, there's been
They're acting fishy, bro.
in the last year and a half, I'd be willing to bet there's probably been well over 100.
Enough
people.
superstars to start an entire another company.
You know what?
Literally.
There
Seriously.
is. If you had the money right now to start a company, you could go out and simply hire the people who have within just this year, have been released by the WWE.
Instead of naming all of them off, why don't you name like 3 of the biggest shockers for them to release?
I couldn't just name 3.
It's cause
I mean, there's just more. I mean,
3 big off.
Let's put it. If like we're talking about, if you were to start a company, your own company right now, you could start this company with a core group of guys like Braun Strowman,
Bray Wyatt,
Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
John
subject,
Morrison, Buddy Murphy. I mean, it's just
Keeps going and going.
yeah,
Going and going.
it does.
Hey, dude, they're acting weird.
Malachi Black, even though he's on AEW,
Yeah.
they fired him.
Yeah, it's insane. You could legit put together
It is lunacy.
a roster of people and have all your bases covered. You would have your main event type guys,
Yeah.
Your top star guys. There's mid card level guys that you could that can support your new business, and then there's the the jobbers.
Yeah.
The cannon fodder, so to speak.
Fandango.
Tyler Breeze, Fandango, those guys are out there. It's just it's crazy, and not just WWE, Ring of Honor.
Closed up
Ring of
shop.
Honor released its entire staff and closed the door. They as of right now, Ring of Honor is no more.
Wow, that's shocking to me. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's why guys like Jay Lethal are now in AEW.
But you know what?
Why did
Good for Jay Lethal.
Were they losing money?
I don't know.
I mean, Kyle, you got to think they have so many promotions, top promotions, and
Damn.
when you, I mean,
Impact's still there though, right?
Yeah.
Impact's still in the game.
Impact's still
Impact's
there.
got a good roster. They do have a very good
They just
roster.
don't have a freaking cable channel, for God's sake.
Yeah,
No,
they
still
they-
you gotta
they need to
pay
get a
Fight
TV
TV, I think, or something like
They
that.
need to get a TV deal, honestly.
I'm sure they
Here's
will.
here's a thought that I had as far as Ring of Honor goes.
What's that?
If he was smart, it's just my opinion.
If he was who?
Tony Khan,
Mm-hmm.
all right, from AEW,
I'm there. Go ahead.
buys Ring of Honor.
He's got the money.
Yeah, he can afford it. You buy Ring of Honor. Now,
You have the library.
with Ring of Honor comes all the things that are exclusive to Ring of Honor. Yeah, exactly. All the things that are, proprietary to the Ring of Honor. So let's think about all the stars, current stars, that were at one time in Ring of Honor. There's guys that are main event guys in WWE and AEW that were in Ring of Honor.
To Daniel Bryan.
And
or
you
Daniel
would
Bryan.
you would own the rights to those guys.
CM Punk.
So you buy Ring of Honor. You may not own the rights to
Joe.
Seth Rollins, but you own the rights to Tyler Black. In any of his matches, any of his merchandise. You may not own the rights to Kevin Owens, but you own the rights to Kevin Steen.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean CM Punk. I mean, just so many guys that, like I said, that are
The best in the world.
that
He
are
is
that are
best
in
in the
either
world.
WWE or AEW.
Kyle.
We're in Ring of Honor at one time.
You were like the biggest CM Punk fan. That shocks me.
Well, yeah, but he's not the best in the world anymore.
The best in the world.
No, they're having
Look in my
they're
eyes.
having a little
What
debate
do
over
you
here.
see?
But seriously though,
Cult of Bloodshot. I'm
now
tired.
but see here's the thing.
The Cult of Personality.
He buys Ring of Honor, right? Buy Ring of Honor
Yeah, I follow you.
and let them be Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Keep them their own brand. Don't make the mistake that McMahon did when he bought WCW and then tried to absorb WCW into WWE. Showing WCW matches in WWE shows.
Yeah,
Doing that kind
yeah.
of shit.
But you gotta
didn't
admit-
work, man.
Him buying that company was a big fucking deal.
It was more of
Yes,
a.
but he didn't even.
It was more of a.
Do you
I
understand what
beat
he's
you.
saying?
Yeah, I understand.
You know,
what you're saying.
yeah, it was for McMahon. It was more of a I beat you, I won.
Right.
Ha
Ha,
ha ha.
Ha.
If Khan, man, to me, if Khan was smart, you buy Ring of Honor, and you leave it and keep it as Ring of Honor, with its own roster of wrestlers, its own champions,
Can I just
you know,
Can I just say
and you
this?
have the ability to do the old cross promotion with AEW from time to time when it's not
Which-
all the time, when it fits, when it's right.
But can I just say this? With that, dude, you know how cool it could be to where, let's say, they had one event in the year where all companies were represented at this one big super event.
That would be cool as hell, but Vince McMahon would never go for
Well, forget WWE for a second. I'm talking you
it. You
guys.
just said all companies.
Well, give me a
You
second.
didn't say all
All right,
companies
give me
except
give me a
WWE.
second. Argumentative.
It's not argumentative.
AEW.
You said
all right,
all companies.
excluding WWE.
You didn't exclude anyone.
Exclude WWE. AEW. Okay, you got NWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact, not Ring of Honor. You could even have AAA Wrestling. You know, the thing that where Kenny Omega was at, he was champion. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, they got so many
NTR is
things.
currently the AAA
Yes.
tag team champion.
Yes. So, I mean, they are already doing it, cross-promoting, having other champions on other shows.
Right.
So, I mean, that would be kind of cool if they had, like, a super show where it culminates, like, you know.
Sure, that would be cool, but.
But Vince, you're right. Vince would never do it for WWE. I'll give you that.
No, because he's not going to want to have any other
Triple H
promotion.
might.
He's not going to want to have let any other promotion
Triple H
get over on
doesn't
his.
have enough control yet.
Triple H isn't in the best health right now either. He's been going through some shit.
So I'm going to give Joey the opportunity right now give him the ball to give us a topic to talk about.
All right, well, let's talk about Triple H with his condition. What?
Okay, let's talk about Triple H.
We don't have to
Yeah,
talk.
he's got some heart problems.
Okay, then I'll pick another one.
I mean, that's pretty
Jeez.
much all I don't know enough to
All right,
go into a whole spiel about
here's
Triple
one I
H's
want to talk
medical
about.
conditions.
Here's what I want to
He's
talk
had
about.
heart issues, had some surgeries.
Yes, Bill. Okay.
That's it. That's the extent of what I know.
Who are we talking about?
Wow,
Who are
guys.
we going to talk about?
Probably one of the biggest rivalries of the year in the making, CM Punk versus MJF.
That's one. It hasn't happened yet. So what are your thoughts about that rivalry and how it will go?
Hold on, before we move on, can I just interject something here?
Okay.
I had brought up a topic and I talked a bunch of shit about it, but neither of you guys really gave a whole lot of input in what I was talking about.
Ooh.
I kind of would like to know your thoughts and views on what it was I was talking about. The overall general landscape of what's going on with wrestling now. You pretty much just listened to what I said, and neither of you guys really gave a whole lot of input into your thoughts on it. Before we move to another subject, I'd like to know what you guys think about it, your thoughts and feelings on it.
Okay, so as far as the releases go, yes. Dude, I mean, it's weird for WWE. Like, this is crazy. They've had how many... It's like every quarter they're freaking releasing stars. And so, the only thing that I can think of is Vince is cutting where he can. And when I say Vince, it's not just Vince, it's the company. You got, I don't think Vince is he is the final say, but there's a lot of people in decisions that are made. And so, I personally think that he is, with the big rumor, going to sell. So I think he got rid of these guys to cut off what he could until the time's right. And supposedly his business now is worth $5.7 billion. Do I blame the man if he sells the company? No, because, I mean, that's...
You think Vince McMahon is going to sell WWE?
I do think he's going to sell.
Do you think Vince McMahon is going to sell WWE?
I mean, he's been teasing it for the past year, but I don't know if he's actually going to or not.
Me personally, I don't think he's going to sell WWE. I think he's going to keep control of it until he physically cannot do it no more, and then it's going to go to his kids. That's what I have heard. That's always been what was going to happen. It was going to his kids in equal shares, because they've all, I guess they've said no one person could do like Vince McMahon does. They wouldn't want to do it. They wouldn't want to control every aspect of it. It's going to be divided up equally.
And that could very well be. I'm not saying it's not. Just the way...
I just personally don't see him selling it.
Well,
I don't think.
Here's my thing on that. His company's worth that. If he wanted to sell it and make that money, his kids can't afford $5.7 billion.
Now, would they maybe sell it down the road? Now, I can see that happening. I just don't see Vince McMahon selling it.
I mean, how cool would it be if it did stay in the family and then, like, you see Shane and Stephanie's kids run it after Shane and Stephanie are done?
Yeah.
And think about it. Stephanie's been an active fucking leader in that company for how long? Triple H too.
She's the chief brand
Shane?
officer.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, even Triple H, Triple H's baby was NXT. Now, if you notice, NXT got a makeover 2.0.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about that. I think it looks like a freaking Rainbow Bright.
My thoughts on the whole
Like
NXT
just the
thing,
colors and everything. I don't know. It's weird for me.
I had
I
a
miss
real
the gold
issue
and
with
black.
NXT. What? It's the old adage: if it ain't fucking broke, man, don't fix it.
Well, Vince.
NXT was working good. NXT was the bright spot of the company, in my opinion. The black and gold brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. Not saying the main roster didn't put it all out there on the line. They did, but those guys put it all out there on the line with a little bit more extra oomph. You get what I'm saying? Like, they go out there to try to prove something every night.
NXT was my favorite out of the three, to be honest with you.
At one point, man, NXT Yeah, it was working for you. You had
Adam Cole.
yeah, the whole Undisputed era, and Gargano, and Cross, and Keith Lee,
Damian Priest at one point.
Yeah.
You know?
You just...
I do feel like if they were going to expand that brand, I do feel like they shouldn't have pushed other stars on the roster as fast as they did.
Yeah.
Karrion Kross should have still been in NXT.
Yes.
And then, after being a champion for a long time, you do it right and put him on Raw or SmackDown.
See,
but you're saying because they're
I
the
don't
third
agree
brand.
with that 100%. I think Karrion Kross Karrion Kross, man, he was skyrocketing, man. And he was big, he was hot. I had no issues with them bringing him up to the main roster at the time that they did.
Yeah, but I didn't like.
But the problem is they brought him up and then they ruined him.
They repackaged him.
First thing they fucking do is they bring, this guy has been dominant, has just been crushing the competition in NXT. They bring him up in his first match, first night on Raw, he loses.
To Jeff Hardy.
Right.
In a roll-up.
I just like, really? You built this guy up to be what he was, and his first night up, he loses? You know, one of the best things about Karrion Kross was his fucking phenomenal entrance. That entrance was awesome.
That entrance was awesome.
What do? You change it all up.
Oh, and
you
his
put
wife
some
doesn't.
stupid-ass mask on him.
And they split up him and his wife on the show.
Right.
Yeah, no. See, and that's the thing. It's. I feel like. I mean, what do you think, Kyle? Karrion Kross.
I agree. I think it's stupid. Karrion Kross. They should have. Once Karrion Kross was put on Raw, his wife should have came with him. The entrance should have stayed the same, and they should have never, ever put that stupid outfit on him.
Yeah.
And then cover his face.
You know, same thing. Keith Lee.
What the fuck
Keith
you
Lee,
doing?
same thing. The dude was on fire in NXT, man. He was like the biggest thing.
He was the only one to win the North American
right, to hold them
NXT
both at
title
the same
together.
time. Yeah, you bring him up.
And then they take it right off of him. Oh, there's Fred. He went behind the microwave.
And you bring him over, and again, you squander.
They did. Let me give you another
And then they
example.
fire him.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me give you another example. Something like Retribution. They took all these NXT guys. Dijakovic. Who was the other guy that was an announcer for a little while? You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, well, they had him. Then they repackaged them.
You know.
They took all those guys, gave them all new names, and then what?
Yeah. There was just.
Tried making a big deal. They came in with
It
chainsaws.
kind of reminded me of the Nexus when they came out and destroyed everything, and then dispersed them, and then
But
like
guess what?
two people out of the whole group became something.
I have a little thing with that real quick. Wade Barrett was back around that time
Yeah.
in NXT. How cool would it have been, even if he wasn't wrestling, if he was like in a manager position, and yeah, they're called Retribution in the beginning, and then it's revealed they're the new Nexus. You know, that would have been cool, and it would have been good for their careers. Instead, let's call them Crowbar and
T-Bar
and
Mace.
they sound like a bunch of freaking Ninja Turtle villains. Bebop.
Retribution could have been something better. They could have done something more with it. They could have done something cool with it.
Could have been a contender.
You know, I mean, I even kind of liked when they revealed that Mustafa Ali was the one behind it. He was the hacker. He was the one.
Mustafa.
Was he revealed as the hacker?
You know, I guess they put it. Basically, I think they just said, yeah, he was the hacker sometime. But you know what? Because Mustafa Ali was one of those guys.
Mustafa.
You know, huge talent. You know, lots of talent. Just underutilized, like your Ricochet, your Cedric Alexanders, these guys with all the talent in the world, but
Hey, they haven't released Cedric and Sheldon yet. I was very
minimal.
surprised.
Sheldon Benjamin's another one, dude. Sheldon Benjamin is a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know, I mean, the guy's got all the credentials.
Dude, he was, listen.
And, it just...
great singles career when he was in WWE the first time after the tag team division.
Until they brought his mama.
That was it, man. It was all downhill.
I
They brought
just-
Mama Shelton in.
You know, and they
Mama
talk-
Benjamin.
You know, they talk about Vince, you know, it's not uncommon for, 30 minutes before, a show
He'll
starts.
change
And
stuff.
Vince will rip the entire script up and rewrite it. The show's opening, and they're still. The announcers don't even know what the hell they're going to be talking about because they don't know because the show's been completely.
And Vince
changed
is in
last
their ear.
minute.
Do you know Vince is in their ear the entire show?
Oh yeah.
Do you know how stressful that's got to be?
Yeah.
Michael Cole's got to be used to it by now.
Oh, sure.
I would hope. So,
Yeah.
also though, but I want to talk about. We were talking about MJF and CM Punk. That's what I brought up. I think MJF is going to beat CM Punk. I don't think the first time. I think Punk will win the first time. But I think MJF, oh, there's Fred again. He's here, bro. And anyway, CM Punk I think will win the first time. But MJF is going to win the war. I think MJF, this is going to be a way to excel MJF even more. They've been giving him all the big baby faces for opponents.
Well, what he said a few weeks ago on AEW Dynamite, I hate to say the guy is right. He did prove to the world that he can wrestle,
Absolutely.
as also talk on the microphone.
Oh, dude, he's phenomenal on the microphone. When you could have the entire crowd.
I drop nukes.
Dude, I do gotta give his parents some credit, bro. They got good personality. They have a sign that says, have you seen it? They were saying something like, what was it? Their son's an asshole.
Yeah.
They had a sign. I thought that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
I like. I like the CM Punk MJF thing going on. Real quick though, I keep hating to do this, but we keep jumping ahead before I was done saying anything I want to say. I still have something else I want to say about NXT. Still wasn't done with that.
Oh, well, then go ahead.
I wanted to say, with as far as the future with NXT right now, I think they have some potential, some good guys, some good talent.
Braun Breaker.
Not just Braun Breaker, but he's one of them. Yeah, Braun Breaker's. I pray they don't fuck him up, because he can be something. But just some of these other guys that they got, the guys in North American, champion now. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden on
Who's North American champ right
on
now?
his damn name.
Camaro.
Carmelo Hayes, yeah. You got Carmelo Hayes. You got this Grayson Waller, which with NXT, as those you may or may not know, Johnny Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly, their contracts are up.
I heard something
So
about Gargano
there's
saying goodbye.
a lot of some people think that they're still going to end up re-signing with WWE. I not so much think that, but what they did is they had Kyle O'Reilly. They had him go out with the match against Von Wagner, where Von Wagner gets the win and then kind of does a little pummels him more so after the after the match, which kind of it's the tradition of you lose that last match, you go out, which brings heat onto Wagner, so it kind of puts him over and brings heat onto him.
Yeah.
And then when Gargano came out and did his whole speech at the end of NXT, talking to the crowd, talking to people, then they have Grayson Waller come out and attack him with a chair and beat and pummel him, which got major heat on him. People were screaming, they were chanting, calling him a piece of shit and everything, So,
Piece of
but
shit.
you got those guys. You still got Dexter Lumis, who I like. I hope they do something more with him. I really want to see them do some more.
Is he still with the girl? Are they still doing that
yeah.
storyline?
Yeah, they're still
Do you
there.
think that kind of made him look weak a little bit?
No,
Okay, is he
not
still?
really.
Well, I don't know, man. I hope they do him right.
You got the guy feuding with Cameron Grimes.
Yep.
And kind of like they cut Cameron Grimes. They give him a little haircut.
What
They
about
trim the
LA
beard up
Knight?
a little bit. LA Knight, I like LA Knight. LA Knight's not going to be at NXT long.
You think he's gonna get?
LA Knight will get. Yeah, he'll get a main roster push. Because you're talking about a guy who was a world champion, and these other he was.
NWA champ.
Yeah, he was. No, he was Impact. He was Impact World Champion. He did hold a title in NWA, but it wasn't the world title.
Was it the U.S., the United States?
Yeah, the North American or whatever they have.
So okay, so we talked.
So,
about,
anyways, but yeah, Braun Breaker is the big one, man. Braun Breaker is the big one. That dude
has the potential to be the top guy.
He could be like
the Roman Reigns, the next
top guy. We're talking if they do him right.
What are they doing with guys like Drew McIntyre? Has he been kind of like?
Drew McIntyre is still involved in stuff. I mean, he's still out there getting doing.
I would have liked to seen him be the one to beat Roman, my opinion.
And he very well, it could be, maybe he's on SmackDown now, so.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Kyle.
So, anyways, but that's all, that's pretty much, I've said my piece now about the NXT.
Right, I'm glad you did. Now, what's the next topic, Kyle?
Well, now we can go on with what you were talking more about.
MJF and CM Punk.
MJF, but, not just MJF and CM Punk, maybe just rivalries that they got going on right now.
Then we can also bring up Edge versus Miz.
I like the idea of that one.
I'm a big Miz fan.
I'm a big
I like
Miz
the idea of
fan
Edge
too.
versus Miz. And so those of you who don't know too, when Miz just came back out last time, he came out with Maurice.
Yes, it is.
So I'm thinking Maurice might, be coming back for, maybe one more little run.
Maybe.
Yeah,
she might not be
performer.
competing.
I think she's going to come back as
You think so?
Well, if you watch the show,
I
there
think
was
she'll
one of the times she made the comment about how she would like to have one more little run at things.
I thought she would be competing.
Okay.
She came out in attire.
She looks like
she came out in wrestling
Did
gear.
Did
she wasn't, just wearing a dress.
She probably thought to herself, well, if Becky can have a kid and come back, I can do it too.
She is a former Divas champion.
Yes.
She is.
So,
I do like the Miz Edge rivalry. I do think that Miz needs to go over in that rivalry.
I will say I was bummed that they released Morrison though, because I would have liked to have seen an Edge Morrison feud. They've been the tag team and the buddies and all that stuff for all that time, and then they have the Miz turn on Morrison, and then the Miz is gone for a while because he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Well, you said Edge Morrison.
I mean,
you meant Miz Morrison.
Miz Morrison, yeah.
Rivalry. That would have been cool.
They have Miz turn on Morrison, and then Miz leaves, and then they release Morrison before Miz comes back.
And they really
I would have liked to have seen the Miz Morrison feud, go. Because those guys have such a history of being partners.
What's one popular thing on Raw that I think gets everybody's attention is Arcade Bro.
I personally
like that dynamic.
love me some Arcade Bro.
At first I thought it was stupid,
And you know what?
but it's
I think
awesome.
Randy Orton, if you watch and you look at Randy Orton when they get there doing stuff,
He's having fun.
and Randy Orton is having fun with it.
He is.
He's getting a kick out of it.
And I guarantee
Riddle makes him laugh. You can see him where you can tell he is trying not to laugh at shit.
Right.
Riddle, I bet you Randy has taken Riddle under his wing behind the scenes as well.
And this is one way that Randy Orton can stay on the show, stay wrestling, but not having to do full matches one-on-one. He gets to have some fun. He gets to help push a future star.
Yeah.
Because Riddle being with Randy Orton this whole time is giving Riddle a lot of airtime.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro.
And how about
Bro.
talking about tag teams? How about them kind of, sort of planting the seeds of turmoil with old AJ and Omos? They're certainly making it seem like
What, is Omos getting pissed with AJ or AJ getting pissed with him?
Omos getting pissed with AJ and his antics.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Because he's AJ, and that's part of his thing. It's, I'm AJ Styles. It's all about me,
I could have seen that coming.
So Omos getting a little fed up with it, kind of thing.
Right.
I heard someone make a comment about regarding Omos. Like Omos is the way they're doing him right now, he's kind of like the modern day Andre the Giant right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that big, huge power, monster guy.
You don't have like
and nobody's done anything to hurt him.
The bell.
the bell. What does the bell mean?
The
Kyle?
bell went off.
Oh shit!
Why don't you explain to them what the bell means?
We're getting low on time, so what we're gonna do, new concept, or at least we're gonna try it out. 30 minutes into the show, we're gonna pick one topic. We're gonna stay on that topic. Try to finish it in 15 minutes. Let's see how that works out. We already started rolling with this one with the tag teams. I actually like it because Monday Night Raw, I don't know if you noticed, have been trying to have more tag team matches.
Yeah.
Raw too. Well, I mean, you have stars like right now on Raw. Look at their champions. You have Becky Lynch, right? And did you guys notice they actually gave Liv Morgan a title shot?
Yep.
They did,
Maybe they're gonna start pushing her now.
And Becky won, but she won
Cheating.
dirty.
Well, she's a heel.
I can see them putting the belt on. I can see them putting the belt on Liv. I think Liv's earned it. She's earned the right, and I think she'd be good as a champion.
We'll see.
You got Tony Storm over there feuding with Charlotte.
On SmackDown.
I think Tony's going to definitely take it.
You think so?
Yeah. Tony's been all over the world.
She's former NXT UK champion, women's champion.
Yeah.
What about
this is her
NXT
time.
Women's Champ too?
She never won it.
She never won NXT Women's title.
Speaking of this, man,
She's coming up.
I've given up on the fact that Paige is never going to return.
Yeah, I don't.
I've given up on that.
Paige no, she's not coming back.
I don't think she's gonna come back.
I think she'll have a good career in porn.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
saying, with all
Who
the
knows?
all the work she had done to her face, it kind of looks like that. She looks like a porn star now. That I
Making
just
that money.
it's been bothering me that she's been gone because Paige was a very good performer.
Yeah.
I know she's had a lot of injuries and that Vince, hey,
But she's been doing this for a long time, regardless of her age.
yeah, it's.
So let me ask you guys a question here too.
Oh, go ahead.
Regarding Bryan Danielson.
Oh boy, I
He's
love
always
that
gonna
guy.
be Daniel Bryan.
I love that guy.
Don't give me that Brian Danielson bullshit.
I love how they
That's
turn
actually
him.
Just
his
kidding.
real
That's
name.
his
I love
real
how they
name.
turn him heel. Just
Right, I was
that
gonna
Oh,
say.
dude, he is
What are you-
phenomenal,
Are you
bro.
thinking about? What are you thinking about them
I
coming
love
to
it.
AEW and them kind of
I
turning
love
that
it.
heel?
Do I
But
think?
do you know? If you look though, he still comes out of the face tunnel. He
Right.
still enters and exits through the face tunnel. He doesn't go out through the heel tunnel. Because I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention to that or noticed, AEW, there's two tunnels. The one on the right is for faces. All the faces
I've actually never
come
noticed
out of
that.
that
I've
tunnel
never noticed
and
that.
exit
Never
through that
noticed.
I
tunnel.
think you're making this shit
I
up.
swear to
he's-
God.
No, now that
The
I'm thinking
heels
about it,
always
he's
come
right.
out of the left tunnel and exit through the left tunnel. In fact, in the last episode of AEW,
On
Sammy
TV.
Guevara, who is the TNT champion,
Who's a face?
was out there. He's a face. Now Cody is a face.
Mm-hmm.
Cody doesn't come out of either tunnel. Cody comes out of the center. Where the gates
Right.
are. His thing comes up, and he comes out of the middle. But his wife Brandy, she always comes out of the heel tunnel. But I guess a lot of people have been talking about Cody turning him he needs to turn heel because the way the crowd boos him, even though he's a face, and they boo him like they do.
Did you see
When he was
during
out
the
there,
8-man tag match? He threw his belt into
the crowd, they threw it back.
They threw it back. He was like,
Kinda
"What?
like-
What the fuck is this?"
Kind of reminiscent of that ECW one night stand.
With John
When
Cena's
Cena threw his
t-shirt.
shirt into the crowd and they threw it back.
That was funny.
But anyways, Sammy Guevara was out there and he was talking, and Cody's music kicks up and he comes walking out. Now he comes walking out the face, the face entrance, and he tells Sammy, hey, just letting that open challenge you have for your TNT title, yada yada, this and that, so on and so forth. Well, I'm challenging you for your title. So Cody straight up challenged Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. And when he goes to leave, he starts to walk. Goes around him and starts to go to that left tunnel. He's like, oops, my bad. And then he turns and he goes back out through the face one. It looks like he teased exiting through the heel
I'm gonna have to
tunnel.
look for this now. And if you guys didn't realize that, start looking for it. See what the hell Captain Bill is talking about.
Go back and watch
I
it.
completely agree.
Everyone who is a
Bill.
heel comes out of.
Dude, I'm not discrediting it, but now I will look for it. So, I feel fulfilled that I know that shit now.
I mean, if you stop and you picture the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, Britt Baker,
Baby!
Kenny Omega,
Yep.
all those guys, they always came from the left.
Yep.
Sting, Luchasaurus, all those other guys.
Jungle Boy.
Always Jungle Boy. They always come from the right side. Like I said, the only one that doesn't is Cody, who comes out of the center.
Tell me, all right, whose theme song in AEW right now is the most catchiest? I'm going with Jungle Boy.
I think it's Jericho.
Well, no, okay.
The entire freaking crowd sings the damn
Jericho,
song.
but I'm saying like right now, like I think I don't know. I dig me some Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boys it's an actual song.
I know
from the 80s.
it is, but it's hilarious. I love it.
You know whose music I dig, and it's just music. There's no lyrics
Cody
to
Rhodes? No.
it. MJF.
Yeah,
It's just got that little funky little beat to it, man.
Well, I dig that CM Punk still uses Cult of Personality.
Yeah.
It's a great song. But,
So let me ask you guys real quick.
yeah.
To close this out. I'm gonna rapid fire some names of some recently released or just free agent wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. Where do they need to go?
Just not where they need to go. Where do you think they're gonna go? Each of you.
All right, throw it out. Kyle goes first.
Bray Wyatt.
Kyle.
He should go to AEW and try to get his, not use the.
Not where he should go. Where do you personally think he's gonna go?
I think he's gonna go to AEW eventually.
I think Impact.
You think Bray Wyatt's gonna go to Impact? Braun Strowman.
There's so many stars that are getting fired trying to get themselves into AEW. He should go to AEW, but there might not be room for him anymore. So
I'm just asking you, where do you think he's going to be? I'm just not asking, like you said again, not where he should go. Your personal opinion, when he finally makes his appearance, what show is he going to be a show up on?
AEW.
It's going to be AEW for you.
I say Impact for Braun.
You think Braun's going to show up on Impact? Jeff Hardy.
AEW.
AEW.
He's going to finish his career with his brother. I seen
Right.
an interview the
But
other day.
at the same time, he has a lot of history with Impact, TNA, and Impact.
He sure does, but they can do a crossover thing. I'm telling you, I think they're going to reunite the Hardys one last time.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would love to see them become one-time Impact, or not Impact, become AEW Tag Team Champions. Who has it now?
The
Penta-
Lucha Bros.
Penta and Fury?
Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. So, that would be good, but here's a dream tag team match I want to see, which it has already happened in Ring of Honor, but I want to see the Young Bucks versus the Hardys on AEW.
Yeah.
That would be a good rivalry.
John Morrison.
Impact. He has a history with Impact, too.
Impact.
Buddy Murphy.
I see him going to AEW.
Impact.
Anybody else?
Okay. Trying to think of other guys that have been released. Karrion Kross.
Impact.
I think he'd be better in AEW.
But I think Impact. He was a former champion in Impact.
Keith Lee.
Impact.
AEW.
So you guys got more of these big stars in WWE release going to Impact than AEW.
Think about the star power that AEW within the last 2 months has signed on. Think about that. 2 to 3 months. They got Daniel Bryan, who was one of the biggest main eventers in WWE before he left. Okay? CM Punk, they brought back somebody who was 7 years out of commission, and everybody kept wondering, when's he coming back? When's he coming back? He came back in AEW.
Okay.
You got
Granted,
Cody Rhodes. I'm just talking about the main event slot.
right, but let me real
Hangman
quick,
Page.
let me say something. Most of those names that you're naming, the Bryan Danielson, the CM Punks, your Christian Cages, all those guys. These guys are all in the twilights of their career, though.
I know that, but what I'm saying.
So when you start talking about guys like Karrion Kross, Keith Lee,
Yeah.
Buddy Murphy's, you're talking about younger guys,
Right.
guys who could be around and be a staple and a mainstay of your promotion for much longer.
My main thing though is
Why not grab some of those guys?
all right, they'd be fine in AEW, but I feel like AEW has a big roster now. A big roster. Like, to me, Rampage needs to be a 2-hour show, not a 1-hour show.
Yeah, oh, it will be.
It will be, yeah,
It
they
will
gotta
be.
get there, but I'm just
But
saying.
see, also AEW also has
Impact could use more.
they have
stars.
the darks that they do, on the YouTube, which
AEW Dark.
those are kind of like their own shows. And there's a lot of guys that just wrestle on dark.
For now.
Right.
We'll see
So I mean,
where
they
I
have
can go
other
on.
means. They have other means to maintain. They have the means to maintain a larger roster.
They got the checkbook, yeah.
Well, they also have. I'm saying they have the means. They have. I think they have the spots to be able to. They have the TV shows.
But look at but I want
they
you
got
to
the YouTube shows.
I want you to compare Impact star power to AEW star power. Who has the better stars? The bigger stars.
AEW does right now.
Right. So, level it out. That's where I'm coming from. Level it out. You can do something with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt in Impact, and they could form a fucking team because they got history.
Right, but
together.
we're also talking about big name guys. Do you think that they're going to want to sign with a company that doesn't even have a TV deal? You know what I mean? That's something to think
But
about.
signing with them could get them a TV deal.
They could. This is true. We just,
Oh, it's true.
it's damn true.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, did you know he turned AEW down recently? They had contacted him and wanted him to sign.
Yeah.
Not in a wrestling capacity, but to have him on the show in some capacity. But Kurt Angle's reply was, I think Kurt Angle never wants to be unloyal to WWE because WWE made his career. I'm speculating, but Kurt Angle did say he's a WWE guy. That was his answer.
Right.
So, I get it, dude. Kurt Angle came in one of the greatest eras of all time for
Yeah,
wrestling.
but Kurt Angle's also, he's got
A history with Impact.
a long history with Impact too.
He sure does, but WWE, bro. Can we trust him?
All right, hot seat.
That was
Bryan
pretty quirky.
Danielson. Does he take the belt from Omega? From Hangman Page. Is he the guy?
Not at first, but he will eventually.
Yes, I agree, Kyle.
I think it's going to go more than one match.
But I don't think Daniel Bryan's going to have it. Danielson's going to have it very long, and I think it'll go back to Adam Page. It'll be like one of those. Like, they'll have their feud. The belt goes from one to the other, back to the other. They haven't done that in a while.
What if they have a little thing where eventually Bryan Danielson takes the belt from Hangman Page and then begins a little program with CM Punk?
That's
I
what
would
I'm
fucking
thinking.
And then
love
CM
that.
Punk takes the belt from Bryan Danielson, and now you go back to your MJF and CM Punk world title stuff.
Well, you know what, Bill? That sounds amazing. I hope it does happen.
And here's another one. I think Adam Cole is going to eventually turn face.
and go. I think.
Actually,
I don't know. I just think, I think he's gonna go
seen
face.
that. I've seen that coming for a while now, and I don't know if you watched what happened with Kenny Omega when he was saying, "I'm going to leave the show in your hands," and Adam Cole thought he was talking about him.
Yeah, he's like, actually, I was.
Kenny Omega's going to turn on Adam Cole soon.
Who was he talking to?
The Bucks.
Which would make sense because that's what he did with Bullet Club.
Poetic justice.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
Well, yep. So here we have it. We've again, like I said, we barely scraped the surface and stuff. All the different stuff that we would love to talk about, but it's
We
just,
got some stuff out.
I think this was a good return.
Thanks for tuning in.
And once again, yes, please, if you haven't already,
Hit subscribe.
hit that thumbs up button,
Hit subscribe.
hit subscribe, tap
Hit
the
subscribe.
bell icon
Hit
so you
subscribe.
don't miss anytime we upload something new.
And
And go back and watch the extravaganza, please.
Hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe.
Thumbs up, and keep an eye out for future stuff. We got us a holiday Jello shot competition coming up, which is going to be interesting and fun.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh-oh. We're in trouble. Something's
it's going to be
go-
good. It's
All
going
right,
to be good.
folks.
So, guys, again, thanks for tuning in,
And
and
this has
well-
been a
well-
very, very interesting discussion. I've learned quite a bit about a heel
Wonderful.
tunnel
And face down.
and a face tunnel. I did not know this, Bill. You blew my mind. In 3,
We'll see you next time right here on the
3,
2
one.
Screw.
I miss having the entrance thing.
Heel tunnel, face tunnel. I'm telling you, it's a thing. Look it up. Watch.
I don't
You'll
believe
see.
you.
You'll see. Just watch.
I don't believe